If you've ever driven on I-70 through the Rocky Mountains, you know the Eisenhower Tunnel. It feels like it just goes on forever, right? A straight shot right under the Continental Divide. But you have to wonder, does that feeling actually match reality? Is it the longest tunnel in the entire United States?
So let's just cut to the chase. Is it the longest tunnel in the US?
The short answer, no. Not even close, actually. But that simple little fact opens up a way more interesting story. A story about what really makes a tunnel, significant.
Okay, so that begs the question. If it's not the Eisenhower, then what is? Let's take a look at the real contenders for that title.
The undisputed champ, by a long shot, is New York's Delaware Aqueduct. It clocks in at an absolutely incredible 85 miles long. But, and this is a big but, it carries water, not cars. So it's kinda in a totally different league.
So, to find the real answer for our purposes, we've got to get specific. We're not just looking for the longest tunnel overall, right? We're looking for the longest one built for transportation, for cars and trucks. And that brings us all the way up to Alaska, to the Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel. It comes in at 2.5 miles, and it connects the really remote town of Whittier to the state's road system. So that makes it our official record holder. And check this out. This is where you see the just incredible difference in scale. That 85-mile Delaware aqueduct, it makes even the longest vehicular tunnels look microscopic. I mean, you can barely even see the Anton Anderson and the Eisenhower on this chart. That's just how massive that aqueduct is. So if the Eisenhower Tunnel can't claim the title for length, what makes it so special? Well, its true claim to fame isn't horizontal at all, it's vertical. So its official name is the Eisenhower-Johnson Memorial Tunnel. It's what's called a twin-bore tunnel that cuts directly through the Continental Divide on I-70. And believe me, it is an absolutely vital artery for the entire state of Colorado. This number right here, this is the key to the whole story. The Eisenhower Tunnel sits at an elevation of over 11,000 feet. That makes it the highest vehicular tunnel in all of North America. That is its true record. And you can imagine, building at that altitude wasn't just difficult. It was a monumental feat of engineering. The crews had to deal with just brutal, unpredictable weather, really unstable rock, and even the physical toll that working in thin air takes on the human body. And this massive project, it was actually done in 2 phases. The westbound bore opened up to traffic in 1973, and then its eastbound twin followed 6 years later in 1979, finally completing the project that we all know today. All of this really proves a point, doesn't it? A tunnel's real worth isn't just about how many miles it stretches. What truly matters is the impact it has. So how essential is it? Well, get this. More than 12 million vehicles pass through it every single year. For a high-altitude pass that used to be a seasonal nightmare to get across, that number is it's astonishing. And you can really feel that impact in 3 crucial ways. First, it is an absolute lifeline for Colorado, keeping commerce and tourism moving. It also dramatically cuts down travel time. And maybe most importantly, it provides a much, much safer all-weather alternative to the winding and frankly treacherous Loveland Pass that snakes over the mountain just above it. To really appreciate this achievement, it kind of helps to see how the Eisenhower stacks up against some other famous tunnels across the United States. So you've got these underwater passages, like Virginia's Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, or absolute icons like the Lincoln Tunnel in New York. And yeah, some of them are technically longer. But what's so crucial to remember is that none of them were built at 11,000 feet, battling the kind of extreme challenges that really define the Eisenhower. So in the end, the Eisenhower Tunnel's legacy has nothing to do with being the longest. It stands out because it's a true engineering marvel that completely conquered one of the most hostile environments on the entire U.S. interstate system. So the next time you're driving into that tunnel, maybe you're leaving a crazy blizzard behind and then you pop out into brilliant sunshine, remember that its true measure isn't in miles. It's in altitude, it's in ambition, and it's in the seemingly impossible journey that it makes easy every single day.